What is going on, everybody? It's me, it's RDV here, and I'm here with Eva Black Cat.
What is up?
What's up, man? We also have Zach.
Don't sound excited.
We're talking about a comic that happened 20 years ago.
And really funny coincidence how that worked out.
And 20 years ago in 5 days. Yeah, 20 years and 5 days ago.
Wow.
This comic book we're going to talk about.
And 5 days.
Yeah. Literally, we're talking about Titans Young Justice Graduation Day. 3-issue little mini event. As you can tell right on the screen here, you get the tragic death of Donna Troy in this. But not only that, though, I mean, that's kind of the down part of this, and I guess it's still controversial today. A lot of people are upset about this character of Troya being killed off needlessly. We get Young Justice. We get Titans. We get the Metal Men.
Yeah, but the Metal Men don't really... They're just kind of there. They don't really do anything.
I don't care. We get Skynet mentioned. we get Impulse destroying a bathroom inside a plane.
Well, that's mentioned. You don't actually see it.
I don't care, but it's mentioned though.
This does come at what I think is the best era of DC, which is like before that 10 years right before Flashpoint. This does serve as the finale of Young Justice, and then it actually is like almost like a pilot or like a segue into Jeff Johns' Teen Titans run. So it's a nice little
and Judd Winick's Outsiders run.
And Judd Winick's Outsiders, yeah, that too.
Yeah, Alec Garza, I think is the name. It's
yes, I think it's Alec Garza or Alex Garza.
It was the E, the apostrophe on the top. I forget how you pronounce it. It's not the E. It's a L. It's a A or A. I don't know. Richard Friend and John Trevor Scott both tackling the inking on here. Cover, as you're going to see as I go right into here. I pull the comic up. That is done by Jeremy Cox, David Barron. I don't know if it's related to Mike Barron, but he's a David. His last name's Barron. Richard Friend come back, John Trevor Scott, and Ale Garza. So basically, and before we jump into this, we'll give you a little synopsis right here. Mysterious conglomerate.
Conglomerate.
Whatever. You've heard it first. However, it's response to the Titans and Young Justice, but will either team take the offer? But before they decide, Indigo, a mysterious cyborg girl from the future, suddenly attacks and seriously wounds several of the two team's members, perhaps fatally.
No, I don't think
she doesn't kill anyone. That's the other robot that we'll talk about.
No, but she does. She does lose a limb in this issue.
Yeah, but it's robots. It's not a big deal when a robot loses a limb.
But how she loses the limb is awesome.
Yeah.
So Zach doesn't like robots either.
So
I love robots. What are you talking about? Except for the ones that are going to rise up and enslave humanity.
So my first thing was like when we go here to the opening first page here. Who the hell is this? And why is she wearing a bikini while she's fighting bad guys?
This is Donna.
Exactly.
This is Donna. So when we open up, we find out that Donna's been having these dreams. They've been like going on for months, and they talk about like in this whole sequence here. They talk about how she's always like dreaming she's outnumbered. She's fighting these hordes of demons or something. And I mean, that is a look. That is indeed a look. But you see, she wakes up from the nightmare and she talks about how she's starting to like welcome it and embrace that dream more and more. She's like embracing this more warrior, Amazon gladiator side of her. So that's what's going on with Donna as we open up and as we start this little story here. Here's Indigo. We see Indigo, almost like exactly like a Terminator coming through a portal, except she's not naked like the Terminator was.
She looks like a Muppet.
Kinda, a little bit, like down here where the skin has melted away.
This is not your pleasure droid.
And then, there's like a bunch of technical language here, talking about how she needs to reboot, time displacement, she's out of her time. I actually really like the art throughout this whole story.
Reboot the DC universe.
So here we are in San Francisco, much cleaner than it is now. This
Can
is
I say
20 years
something?
ago. What's that?
This is basically like the Titans finding out that, all right, we're going to bring you back. We're going to give you your own book, but you're getting Tom Taylor. And so if you took the context for that and seeing Dick Grayson basically refusing, said, no, we're not going to do this.
Wow.
And then you see the Young Justice are like, fine, we want to be seen and heard. We'll accept Tom Taylor.
And then they end up with Megan Fitzmartin.
Well, neither of those two are involved here. Remember, we're talking about the good era of Young Justice.
I know, but I'm just saying it's such a perfect meme for today. It's ATC.
You could actually. I might have to make a meme of that. Actually, that would be pretty funny.
Meme.
I am a living, breathing meme. That is correct, and you're just a cat. So, yeah,
he's a talking cat. He's especially smart.
Dogs are smarter than cats. We know.
But dogs chase tennis balls into traffic, though.
Okay. Wow.
I gotta get the ball for the master. Oh crap, car.
That was okay. Anyway, so so this is the big.
And it costs a lot to buy those tennis balls that I have to throw loose in the streets.
So this corporation here, they've called a meeting with the Titans. We've got a pretty cool. This is like the '90s run of the '90s roster, or you've got Argent, you've got Omen, who's not really a newer member. She's actually been around for a minute. You've got Garth, who was going by Tempest. Cyborg's here. Donna Troy. You got Jessie Quick before she was on the JSA. And then, of course, you got Roy and Dick.
So Argent, I've never heard of before. Omen, Argent I have heard, but now I just know what period where she was as far as introduced to the Titan stuff. Yeah,
she was like that early '90s run of Titans. If Breen were here, he'd probably be able to say more. But she had like plasma control powers.
That's what it said. And actually sounds like if you were zooming on that panel there.
This is as much as I can zoom in, I believe.
Go to read mode.
Oh,
panel by panel. Click
there we go. There
you go. And you can always turn it off too when you're done.
Yeah.
So
I miss when comics did this, by the way. Nowadays they don't really do this as much, but like they'll do like the little intro and they'll tell you like who the character is and what they do.
I've never heard of Omen at all. So I was like, oh, it's a new character for me at least. I know I've heard of Tempest, everybody else in there. Argent, I was like, oh, she was a Titan. I know that she was a DC character because I've seen her pop up every once in a while, being referenced, but not lately though.
Yeah, Lilith, she'd been around for a while. She was first introduced back in like original Teen Titans, like back when it was like the Fab Five. She was introduced back then. And so she was kind of like, she's one of those people who was like, they were a member of the team, but there was like an on again, off again kind of thing. So actually, most recently, she's been in that Leah Williams Power Girl story.
Is she the one that's helping?
She's the psychic. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. She seemed familiar. I just don't recognize Omen as it's all. Yeah. So my only complaint about this.
She's the redhead that's with Power Girl in that series, as well as she was in the Titan series from Rebirth.
So my only complaint about this team lineup here is the fact that we don't have Aqualad.
That is Aqualad.
Garth is Aqualad?
Garth is Aqualad. Yeah, this is Aqualad from the original Teen Titans.
I didn't realize his name was Garth was Aqualad. I thought it was somebody else.
No, Garth is Aqualad.
Yeah, it's the same guy.
Because there's two, isn't there? Isn't there another one?
Well, there's the black one, Calder.
So Garth is the son of Mara? And
no, Garth is just a kid that Aquaman found.
Yeah.
So
Aquaman went kind of Bruce Wayne and adopted him, I guess.
But don't you remember Aqua Baby? So apparently he didn't grow up.
No, he died.
No, he died. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's an entire story called Aquaman: Death of a Prince.
Mm-hmm. So you actually do have four of the 5 original Teen Titans are on this roster, which is kind of cool, I think.
I like the costume on. If you go back to Liberty Bell.
Oh, the Jessie Quick.
Because around this time, she got just before this, they had a Velocity and what was Terminal Velocity, which was a storyline.
Yeah.
Wally gave space.
That's what Wally was trying to find a successor, right?
Yeah, a legacy character for him.
Right. It's an all right. I mean, look, I think her Liberty Bell costume is the best costume. This one's not bad. It's very 90s.
The Wonder Man glasses.
The Wonder Man glasses. The boob circle is weird.
And see Roy without his hat is just weird.
Yeah. He's got like this arrow. Well, it's kind of cool. He's got like the arrow because he was raised by Native Americans.
Best Roy is the Roy that has the baseball cap.
I don't mind Roy with the baseball cap. But yeah, you got.
He was doing heroin.
This is my favorite cyborg look. Actually, this beats the new new
that's
cyborg.
That's a lot of people's a favorite look from the post-crisis era.
Yeah, this is because now with like his modern look, it looks like his face is the only skin that he has. The rest of it just
the modern look sucks.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. I actually like the cartoon look better, where they've got like some blue, some different color mixed in with them.
Oh yeah, when actually it looks a little more high tech.
He's more bulked up, yeah. But anyway, so this corporation's like, yeah, look, we want to make you an offer, and Nightwing's like, not. He's not taking. He's kind of got this smug sass, and Donna's trying to tell him not to be rude. And Nightwing's like, I want to know why these guys want to bring us on. And actually, if you go down here, so this guy is like, oh yeah, we want to fund you. We want to allow you to save the world. And he sounds all nice and everything. Nightwing's like, well, what do you guys get out of it? And he starts to talk, and then Nightwing just talks to Omen, the psychic, and she's just like, they just want a big tax write-off. So, and then the guy's like, "Oh, right, you have a psychic."
Thanks. Yeah, as I'm reading this, and like, because this is Dick Grayson, his mentor was Batman. So I'm thinking, like, how would the Justice League react to this? Or Batman would still show up, but he'd probably, he'd be the same as far as acting as far as Dick is. But Dick's a little bit more smug though, because smirk, smiling and stuff. He's still a little bullish.
Yeah,
where Bruce would just have like a straight.
Bruce would just be grim. Yeah, he'd just be like this grim, serious guy.
Now Lilith does be like, Wayne Industries is already funding you guys. What the hell are you talking about?
That's the thing too. I was like,
that's true. Yeah,
like Titans, you can't get funded by Wayne Industries, and then he buy the tower for you. How do you get the tower?
Well, I think Donna even says at some point here. I think Donna says that Dick's always had this thing about like corporations and wealthy people, and like not wanting, like it's like I imagine it's a pride thing. Like he doesn't want to go asking for money or asking for help. I do like this little line right here. Dick's like storming out, and Cyborg's like, "We could use the new jet," and the guy's like, "Oh, we got jets." I thought that was funny. Of course, Roy wants to do it. Roy and Dick, they're kind of like butting.
Yeah,
heads.
Roy is such a hothead in this.
Yeah.
And not as much. I mean, he has every right to be. He probably, if they were living on like a small budget,
mm-hmm.
and then he's following him as they're arguing, and like just like what he says though, what Nick says here, he's like, he's like, because I love how Roy's like, where are you going? This isn't a bad idea. We could funny, we could put it to effect efficiently. Think of all the good we could do, accomplish, and all that crap. He's like, whoa, the giant pile of money? No thanks. Begins with just funding us. Then they got us fighting their own little wars. And and the only thing he doesn't say about this is then they copyright you. As far as I'm thinking like you're your superhero, like your identities and stuff, because you signed a contract. Now you can't go fight and do what he wants unless they tell you.
Yeah, I was trying to. I think he does say something to that. I'm trying to find out where, but yeah, no, I mean there are two leader characters, and then they butt heads actually several times throughout this miniseries. You see them butting heads,
and then
so here we see Nightwing's like, "Hey, look, this is a covert, top secret rendezvous. You think we could trust these guys?" And Roy's like, "Yeah, I guess. Why not?" And Nightwing's like, "Oh, I don't know. What are these kids doing here?" And so you find out that the corporation, on top of inviting the Titans to join up with them,
and you see the boys. You see Connor and you see Impulse looking at a Playboy, and Robin's like, oh, "Don't you have Playgirls?" Because yes, he was gay back then too, guys, according to the DC.
You've got Empress,
Oh
who
yeah,
I
you'll
completely forgot
get to one
about.
of the panels that basically the writer tries to hint at it.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, issue 2.
Oh, okay. You have
I'll
to
let you
point that
know.
out to me. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nightwing says that they're making Young Justice the same offer. They want to create a fast food chain equivalent of super teams, and Roy's like, "Oh, what's wrong with that?" Not seeing the big picture. Cyborg, and here's where Robin says they had to land because Impulse wrecked the bathroom, the cabin depressurized, and Impulse is just like, "I just wanted to know where the water went." Dumb kid. So then we hop over to Arizona. This is where your metal men show up. They're working in a laboratory. It's only 3 of them. It's lead, platinum, and iron, I think. And they're working on something. They even say up here they're working on something because they're the only ones that can work around radiation and not have any effects. So they're doing this work. Indigo just boom tubes out of nowhere again. Teleportation successful. She's looking for cybernetic, like robotic units
To repair herself because she's damaged.
to repair herself. So, she zaps platinum. Lead.
Basically says you're obsolete.
Right. She hits them. They all start talking in binary.
Oh, not binary. That's bad.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, in today's day, it would be non-binary.
It would be non-binary. So she leaves the metal men all knocked out. And so then we go back to where the Titans and Young Justice are, and they're like, "Let's hear them out." And, they're still doing that. So here's Nightwing saying, "What if we actually get in their way? What if we're committed to environmental cleanup in an area where the company is getting their hand?" So Nightwing, actually, the more I read this, the more I was like, I could kind of see how Tom Taylor would write Nightwing in the way that he's been writing him. Just he writes Nightwing as having a huge. Donna even says right here, you have a chip on your shoulder about the rich and corporations. So I can kind of see. I'm not agreeing with how Tom Taylor writes him, but I can at least see how he might get the idea to write him this way.
The thing is that they see this and then they go like 3 steps ahead, further than this.
Exactly.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, right. He takes it's an interesting concept, but then Tom Taylor he takes it and he throws his politics in it and just amplifies it.
Yes. Turning Dick into an activist.
Right, exactly. So, they're about to leave. Cyborg, of course, he's the cybernetic guy. He's like, it just got a lot warmer in here. And here we go. Here's Indigo popping up again, just like plugging her hands right into Cyborg, interfacing. And Argent is like the first one to jump in, saying it's got Cyborg.
I like the little exclamation marks and the question marks above their heads.
It's very anime looking.
Doesn't it? Especially Donna.
I wonder if they did, because like when Teen Titans the cartoon was on Cartoon Network, it was modeled a lot after anime. So I wonder if that's what the artist maybe had in mind to do that. I do like Donna's face, the tiny eyes.
I'd say the Teen Titans show was on like the 2nd or 3rd episode, the cartoon, so I don't think they take that much inspiration.
Okay. So we see Argent, she's going after him, and Jesse Quick jumps in there too, and then they both get, repulsed, I guess.
No, I said
Argent's got a costume too. Argent's costume's pretty nice.
Yeah. So you noticed.
Yeah. So then Nightwing, of course, jumps into leadership mode. He's like, "We can't fight in here. Everyone stand down. We clear out the civilian." And Roy jumps in line. He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna do it." And then, of course, Impulse, being Impulse, he's like, "Oh, we'll jump. We'll take care of her." And then Empress is with him. Nightwing's like, "No, stop!" And then we see. I love when the panels do this with speedsters, and they just show as they're moving along.
That's what I mean. I mean, whether it's Speedster or it's a Black Widow in the Kelly Thompson book, same thing.
Right.
Panel by goes directions, so you see where they're going.
Yeah.
Spider-Man used to do it too. Bouncing Boy, all the stuff. That's the stuff that's kind of missing from today's stuff.
Right.
It's very, very scarcely is ever used, but.
Here's Nightwing. Nightwing's like, "Get away! You're doing more harm than good." Trying to be the parent to these kids. And Of course, Connor's trying to be all like, "Oh, let's just bum rush her." Tim's like, "Nah, no, let's hold on." And then we see, malfunction. Tim's like, "Bart made a serious miscalculation," because he's Bart, so of course he does. Big explosion.
Yes. And that's where it gets gruesome after this.
Yeah, and this is where, this is the one, because Victor's like, he can't see anything, and you, oh my gosh, he's been cut in half, and it's like you think that Victor's the one to die, but he's not. Sorry, mild spoilers there.
Medic.
So here's Indigo. She's all functions recalibrating to defensive mode.
I hate that look.
Yeah. When I read this, I was like, dude, they did something with it. Like his face looks swollen on this side.
He looks like Sam Guthrie.
Yeah. No. Hey, Sam Guthrie is a cool character.
I'll go to get her. Yeah. He's in the straw in his mouth.
They could have trimmed this down a little bit. Like he's got the cheekbones here, but over here it's like his face is swollen. So he's, Connor he's going to jump in. Donna tries to stop him. He grabs her, puts her in her chokehold. You psycho robots get motion sick? I hope so.
Yeah.
And, adversary engaged. Like, throws him.
And then, like I said, this next panel come up here with Roy.
This one right here.
Well, yeah.
Donna said, Mama said, knock you the ass out. Like punches the skin out of her eye. Here's Garth. Now this is cool. I did not remember that Garth had laser eyes.
Yeah, I was like, what is this?
That's pretty cool. He talks a little bit like Thor too. Like, who will deal with this creature as harshly as she has dealt with. He talks kind of like Thor. But yeah, he's got the laser eyes. Then he gets zapped. And then here you go. This is the scene you were talking about.
Yep. He takes his gun and shoots it. I'm like,
just goes John Wick on her.
Roy has guns? What? Why?
Oh yeah. He's not just a bow and arrow guy at this point. I think he's going by arsenal at this point. So he uses all kinds of stuff.
So listen, I'm just thinking like, where's this Roy in the future?
Yeah, not so tough now, are we, Lefty? This is a really cool. This costume grew on me as I was reading it. I do like this costume. So Indigo, she goes and she evacuates. She gets out of Dodge. And then you just see it goes panel by panel. You see all the members that are knocked out, unconscious. And it was a mistake. What'd you say? Is Cyborg talking? Cyborg's like, she didn't mean to hurt anyone. And then Nightwing looks at her, he's like, you could have fooled me. And like, because everybody's just like knocked the F out. Like Cyborg's dismembered. He's cut in half basically.
So first time reading this, first issue reading and going through this, the one thing I noticed I really liked about this, it was short, sweet, to the point. Everyone got their fair share of screen time. It wasn't an overcrowded cast. Like usually it could be a problem for most writers today. Yeah. But, I think it was handled pretty well.
Yeah, I agree. There were some characters like Jesse Quick doesn't get a whole lot to do. Omen doesn't get a lot. Well, Omen will later on, but it is a large cast, and you have to have a certain level of talent to balance a cast like that. But I thought really well.
No one was written out of character.
That's true too.
That's the biggest thing too.
Yeah.
All right.
So going to issue number 2.
Issue number 2.
Oh, I gotta back up here.
Yeah, it's okay. So issue number 2, Indigo, transported to our time from the future, creates chaos in Star Labs, and it looks like a job for Superman. However, this Superman isn't looking to save the day. He's looking to destroy everything in sight, including the Titans,
Superman,
and Young Justice. Let's say with their theme, keeping with their theme, I don't think it's Injustice. Superman.
No, it's not. But so when this opens up, we go to San Francisco General Hospital. It spends like this whole page just talking about like how well prepared this hospital is. It's the best hospital in the city. And then down here it says they prepared for nearly everything, but tonight's emergency was a new one for them. It's all the superheroes. And so Nightwing here, of course, he's saying that all the masks need to stay on. Everybody's identity needs to be kept safe. This is graduation day, part 2. And so we find out, Cyborg is here. The doctors, Cyborg's all machines, so they don't know what to do with them. So he's having to talk Roy through how to fix him up. He doesn't, Impulse doesn't want to stay still because he's impulsive. We've got Argent, and I think this is Jesse Quick. That's stabilized, but their physiology is weird. So then you have Star Labs show up, and I believe this is the same Sarah that Cyborg had a relationship with. I believe it's the same one.
It's the Sarah that he has a relationship in the Cyborg comics from Rebirth.
Oh, okay.
Not Sarah Sims, the teacher that deals
Not
with
Sarah
anything.
Sims. Okay. So she comes to Star Labs because she knows how to treat. She's kind of like the night nurse. She knows how to treat all the different heroes. This is why I thought it was that Sarah, because Cyborg's like, "Want to go dancing?" and she calls him sweetheart. So that's why I thought it was the same Sarah.
Basically, he has a thing for women named Sarah. It's like Kitty Pryde with Peter.
So an hour, goes by. She gets everybody pretty fixed up, and they're talking about what's going on, about the android that attacked them. She's like, "I'll let all the Star Outposts know." Nightwing's like, "I don't know, but I say she's in need of repair." And so we go to Silicon Valley, the home of Google. You see these guys, and they're like, just watching monitors, just doing normal Star Lab stuff. Oh, wait, something's coming right for us. Empty waiting room. And then, boom, she shows up again. Now she's pissed, too. So she's attempting to locate cybernetic organism. So that's important because we're going to find out why she's here. Target detected. Unit in transport. She's like breaking through walls. Here's all these Star Lab, security guys looking like Halo over here. So here comes Indigo, punching a hole through the ceiling. Target cells initiated, verified. She's just like, she's attacking them. It's blasting a door to the chamber. Get all the forces in the chamber. They're not going to stop her. These are normal human being guys. They're not going to stop her. What on earth? Yeah, they have like this giant robot guy or whatever.
So I welcome Ronald Rugg saying, "Hi, all. If it's got Nightwing, I'm present." Well, it's got a lot of Nightwing in this series, little mini series.
Yeah. So here we
Plus
go.
everyone else.
They hit her back. They bump her up into the roof. All power to pulse. What was it called? Plasma magnetic pulse. So she comes to this giant safe door.
Look at I love the sound effects, everything on that panel. Like shoot. The
target.
Every detail on it.
Yeah.
It like seems kind of cartoonish, but it's still at the same time it seems really cool.
I like this kind of like cross hat or like this cross frame of like how the locker or the safe door is and like how she's plugging into it. It's pretty cool. Then she goes and she engages.
Engage pimp now.
Pimp. Engage pimp mode. Too powerful. He got pimp slapped.
Pimp slap everyone.
They all get pimp slap. Brack, brack, brack. Facility shut down. Successful.
Yeah, you need to read all that. We can just see it.
Yeah, right.
That's okay.
So here we go. The door opens, all the steam, and you see...
There he is.
Omni-Man? No,
Hank Henshaw.
Except we don't know that yet. That's the thing. It just looks like Superman. So if this is your first time reading it, you're like, why is Superman in there? What's he got? Because also with this is the classic Superman with the red trunks and everything. Like
the black behind the S though.
Well, see, it's yellow. It's yellow.
Now.
It's just black up here because it's like super shaded. The shaded look.
Whenever I think of experts on pimping, I think of Zach. This is Rager.
So back at the hospital, this was dumb.
Yeah, this is
This is the panel right there. He's putting his pants back on.
Oh, that's ridiculous. He's getting off a hospital bed. That's ridiculous. Crazy dumb. Crazy stupid. Sticking fingers into light sockets dumb. Connor's like, I get it. It's dumb. So they're talking a little bit. They're like, Tim is over here like beating himself up.
I gotta
He's
say,
like, what's that?
Not a fan of this costume of Connor. Like, I prefer his leather jacket, 90s look.
I like this more than the leather jacket, but I like the one he gets in the Jeff Johns run best,
Like,
where it's like
the
the black
boots.
t-shirt with the jeans.
The boots, like the straps are. I'm like, are those for holding on the stuff? Is he have pouches somewhere? I don't understand this.
This is the 90s where straps were a thing.
Yeah, I don't.
It's
mind
like
this
shoulder
costume.
pads and big hair in the 80s.
This actually, if there's a costume gripe I have, it's that this looks a little much like Damien.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Damien basically stole his old suit. So.
Yeah, Damien took his hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Tim's beating himself up because he's like, oh, the Titans, they saved us. They got beat up in our place. You know, we lost half of our team and half of their team. Connor's like, oh, I bet they were a lot like us when they started. And Tim's like, I don't think so. Meanwhile, Donna and Nightwing are like listening in. Awfully hard on himself. And Donna even reminds, like, we stepped in it lots of times. And then this kind of, this was funny. She's like, oh, yeah, we got beat by Dr. Light. We had the ill-conceived idea that the Mad Mod was a threat. So I like these callbacks to the original Fab Four stuff. There was that time in South America we left Garth in the sun for 3 hours. that was some much needed levity there. So yeah, that was really fun. You know, Nightwing saying that the kids need to be taught, kind of planting seeds towards the Jeff Johns run that's coming. Then they switch back over to Donna with the nightmares. You know, Nightwing asks her how the nightmares are.
Is there any tension between these characters in this time of the time?
Romantic tension? I don't think.
No.
I never picked up on any because Nightwing was with Starfire at this point.
Was he still?
No, he dumped that bitch a long time ago.
They got back together at least.
Wow.
But
nope.
We're calling people.
Yeah. They totally got back together. Starfire goes to join the Outsiders like 2 years later because that's where Dick is.
Yeah, she was still simping. He, I think, at this point is with Huntress.
Well, he doesn't mention Huntress at all. Okay.
You don't mention your booty calls.
Yeah.
So Nightwing's like, well, what's Diana said about the nightmares? And Donna's like, I haven't told her.
Wait, no, never mind. This is the 2000s. No, he dumped Starfire, went with Huntress, and dumped Huntress by this point as well.
Oh, okay. So then
Starfire went with Huntress and dumped him?
No, Nightwing. Yeah.
That'd be today.
Donna says this fun zinger about how Nightwing's the last one who should talk about bad communication with the mentor. You know, like, you and Roy have got to stop playing that card. So
yeah, a lot of cute exchanges between Dick and Troy here.
Yeah. Then they find Cassie, you know, and again, more stuff that carries over into Jeff Johns' run.
She's hiding because Connor's going to leave her in the future because of Megan Fitzmartin.
No, she and Connor aren't together until the next one.
She and Connor get together in the Jeff Johns run. She's like talking about how she doesn't want to be a superhero. She's like, I think I just want to be like a normal kid. And Donna's like, really?
That's because her best friend at this point, Arrowhead, decides to leave the superhero life and become a civilian. Right.
Yep.
That's the one they butchered in Megan Fitzgerald and Young Justice, right? Yeah, okay.
That doesn't narrow it down.
So Donna's like, oh, come on, we don't choose to be this. We have to live. We have to, you know, this life chooses us, and we have to live it all. So, you know, she's trying. You see, like this big sister, little sister relationship.
Go a few panels back.
Sometimes shit happens. We rise above it.
No, that panel with Donna's face, the full face.
This one? Oh, that one?
Yeah, this one. The last one.
Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have no idea where I'm going to be tomorrow. This is where, if this is a movie, this is your clue that she's the one that's going to die. This is the foreshadowing.
The fact that tomorrow will come.
Yeah. So then there's like, and then she's like, I'm going to rise to meet it. Really nice little quiet moment between the two. She's like, I'm scared most of the time. She's like, you'd be stupid not to be. And then here's Cyborg talking to Roy about how Indigo wasn't supposed to be attacking. She interfaced. I got a good look at her head. She fell into defense mode. It was a gut response.
Yeah, she's from the future.
Right.
Yeah.
Roy's like, she ripped you in half. That's not how you ask for a tune-up.
Yeah, he's gonna recycle because he's like, I'm a walking can of armor.
So here we go. This is the Star Labs facility. Well, they say it's a video game company, and Impulse is like, why should we care about a video game company? And Sarah's like, no, that's our cover. All the comms are dead. And then they said that they see Superman working in a laboratory. And Impulse is like, Superman working on the bad girl? That feels really weird. And so Nightwing again jumps into leader mode. He's like, how soon can you get us there?
Yeah. So I'm thinking like, then
I like Tim cracking the knuckles as they get ready to walk.
Yeah, so that's on the TV report. If that's like a global thing, you would think that like Lois would mention it's like, but Clark's right here,
Yeah, you would think that the Justice League or somebody might see that and be like, well, what's going on? And so Nightwing and Tim, they're going out, and everyone's like, anyone who's well enough, follow me. So you got Garth, you got Troya.
Marania breaking up the fact that says the Teen Titans were integrated back in the 1971. Malcolm Duncan joined the team. He's known better as New Guardian.
He's the one with the horn, isn't he? Is he the one with the trumpet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's the one married to Bumblebee.
Yeah, the trumpet.
I actually really liked Bumblebee back in the day. She was a copy of Wasp, but she was pretty cool.
And then we get General Mortis.
Oh, I thought this was Stan Lee's cameo.
It's more like what's that guy's name from the ranch? The guy.
He's in Ghost Rider. Sam Elliott. Yeah, right. It's like we're waiting on special. So all the team, they go into this lab. You see Superman here. He's laserizing Indigo. It's like Superman. And of course, Connor's the first one. It's like, Superman? Now he says, something's wrong. You won't talk to us. Now this is the weird costume thing. Just the chin strap. Like, what are you trying to do there, Roy? Just with the chin.
Well, he got knocked around last time, so he put a chin strap on.
Yeah, I guess so. So they're all talking about how this is really weird. He doesn't seem to realize we're here. And so Omen is like, I can't read his mind, and I've always been able to. She's like, I can do it if I have physical contact. And that one's like, nah, don't do that. She's like, nah, I'm not sensing any aggression.
And she gets heated.
She sneaks up, and she's like, I'm going to touch your shoulder. I won't hurt you. Not that I could. I like that little line there. Not that I even could.
Hey, lady, I'm going to touch your shoulder. Not that
Superman grabs her wrist, and you could tell it's broken, like right there. She's like, ah. And then, they're screaming, and it says here, it happened quickly. If he hadn't hesitated, Impulse might have made it across the floor. She punches him in the face or scratches him in the face, like that's going to do anything. Grabs her by the neck, and then just crack. This is like, oh my gosh. And Cassie.
Here's the other death.
Yeah, so there's 2 deaths in this.
Yes.
And you see like the way the eyes are all shaded.
Shaded out black, you can't see it.
It's like, wow, that's like really haunting. So then you find out this is not Superman. This is a Superman robot. One of many created to wield nearly as much power. So long ago, they proved to be unreliable and were deactivated. Like, why wouldn't you destroy it? But and then
another does that. It's like, no,
another like what?
It just had one die.
Yeah, I know. That's a really cool shot, though. I like that shot. So That's the way that book ends. Issue number 2 ends is crazy. So then we have
number 3, which is synopsis based, says the pulse pounding conclusion leaves 2 teams and the lives of several heroes shattered. Can the heroes of the DC universe pick up the pieces and carry on after a long-standing teammate falls in battle?
So we open this one up, and it just opens up right in the action. We see like the first responders are on the scene. Somebody gets thrown out, just boom, and like slams into the fire.
Pretty sure that's probably Connor.
I think
that's Garth.
Yeah, it's Garth.
Oh, I was gonna say someone who actually has super like resistance injury.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't gonna be Lilith. I mean, just like a normal body.
Well,
it's not gonna do that to the fire,
in the room, the only one who couldn't survive that would be Dick Grayson
or Tim. Tim couldn't survive either. Probably Impulse wouldn't.
Tim has plot armor. He has to survive to the future to be gay.
Nobody saw 20 years into the future back then. So Garth whispers, who they're fighting, and Sarah's like, "We need to get everybody out of here."
I'm just saying, Zach.
She looks like Vixen actually in this.
When it comes to DC, it's all connected.
Back here it was. Then New 52 happened, and that's where the universe ends. So Lilith was killed instantly, and now he's got Impulse.
Impulse, go limp.
Go limp.
Why is he hard?
Her eyes are still shaded out. And limp. Impulse is like, "I'm getting my cookies out of here." I like that line. I'm getting my cookies.
It would have been a little laughed. It would have been like Tim, holding on to Tim. He'd like, "Tim, go limp."
So what he does, and actually it's pretty clever what he does. He grabs Superman's cape and he just like wraps him up. It's like, I can see what he was trying to do, but unfortunately it's not an indestructible cape. And so Superman pretty much breaks his back right there. And then there he goes flying.
He'll heal in like 5 minutes.
Probably less. There's Cassie saying, "Damn it, Bart, why don't you listen?" And so then there's this, and this panel threw me off. I was like, wait a second. Why are we focusing on this purple ooze? Like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are going to pop up or something? But it'll be explained shortly. So, then they're like, Nightwing, do we have a plan? Meanwhile, Superman's just like throwing machinery around.
Yeah, you tell that they act like kids. There's a lot of suspense action. There's a lot of loyalty. There's a lot of drama. But like, and just great storytelling. I've never heard of this Winick guy before.
Judd Winick?
Yeah.
He did the not Teen Titan, the Outsiders. It's actually, it's Outsiders, but not with Batman on the team. It's Nightwing. And it's kind of like, it's like another version of the Titans, because you have a lot of Titans members. Mm-hmm. You had Jade on there. Alan Scott's daughter was on the team. You had Metamorpho. You had Black Lightning's daughter, Grace Choi. So it was really cool. I recommend it.
All right.
He did a good Green Arrow run, and his most famous work.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah.
His most famous work would be Under the Hood.
Oh, okay. He did that one? Okay.
Yeah, as in bringing back Jason Todd.
Yeah, Under the Green Hood.
And we have Donna jumping in, grabbing the Superman robot, taking it away so it won't hurt anybody. Tim's like, "What's going on?" So
every time I look at Roy, I keep thinking of Rick Sploder from Invincible.
So here, Roy and Tim are like, Roy's like, "I like the idea of having her on our side." He pulls out a screwdriver.
Oh no, he's gonna stab him.
He's gonna screw her.
He's gonna. That was good.
So here we get to that this panel that we showed earlier.
This almost looks like Ed Benez did this art. Actually, looking at the faces, it almost looks like Ed Benez. Double team him.
Yeah.
So
well, like I said, this is like getting intense here. Like they're gonna place a bomb on him. And it's just like, so it's not even Hank Henshaw. It's not.
It's just a copy.
This is a copy, but it's not. But it's not Cyber Superman. It's a different copy.
Yeah,
independently.
It's just a robot. It's not
Yeah.
Cyborg Superman. It's Robot Superman.
it's a robot
How
Superman.
how badass would that be if it would actually they would put Cyborg Superman instead of this normal robot?
So here's where we find out what that ooze was. Tim's like, something smells.
It's her lifeblood.
It smells like trees and bread. That's weird. He's like, that would be me. It's yeast, I think. It's like, are you who I think you are? And we have Metamorpho.
Oh,
He just pops up out of nowhere. He's like, what's with the blue robot chick?
nice.
So then we
later
go.
bangs the blue robot chick.
Because the blue robot chick and Metamorpho are both on Judd Winick's Outsiders team, and they get a relationship.
Oh, nice.
So then we get Donna's full name here: Donna Hinckley Stacy Troy. Which one of these was? It would be long if Terry was still alive. And that would have been a long name. But yeah, so we go back to Donna just like beating up this guy. Goes into like this monologue talking about about Donna. Her life is difficult. All of this stuff.
So going back to that panel from issue 2 where she talks about it's like I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, but tomorrow's gonna come. I don't care about or whatever she said.
She disarms him. She punches off an arm basically.
And you think she's winning. And that's the whole thing. You're going through this, and
I think is part of the retconning where like she had multiple origin stories. So it's like the evil Dark Angel. They're kind of like solidifying that. Donna was forced to live out numerous tragic lives. Donna tackles them. In one such life, she lost both her husband and her child.
Right.
She gets punched again. And then she just like gets on him and starts punching him in the face.
When is Blackest Night later than this?
Blackest Night is like 2005 or 2006. It's later.
No, Blackest Night is way later. It's
is it way later than that? Okay.
Yeah,
So
9 or 10.
But she's brought back for that, right?
She's brought back well before that. No, she's brought back before Infinite Crisis.
So
like around Infinite Crisis.
How long?
Somewhere around there.
I gotta ask, how long was she gone after this before they brought her back?
I'd say it's a couple of years.
4 years.
Yeah. It was actually another 3-part series that brought her back. It was a Teen Titans Outsiders crossover.
Nice.
Yeah.
We'll have to do that next, maybe.
I think George Perez did the art. I could be wrong. But you see his face is all like beaten up.
She's just told that she's a combat, a gladiator.
Yeah.
And she's winning.
She's an Amazon.
Yeah. And she's going, and no.
Laser eyes.
Right through.
Just like that.
And you see her, and then she cries. It's a tear, then falls over.
For her, this battle is ended.
Oh, most
Terminator. Yeah, look at that Terminator
face.
Like, that's crazy. And then we see Indigo shows up just a little too late, punches him right through the chest, and then they both collapse.
She took off like a bat and this jabbering, and they're walking over, and they
this is Roy and Tim. They're showing up, and it's like, oh yeah, she was jabbering about shutting down that rogue target.
Heart wrenching,
And then because Nightwing is the first one there, so yeah, him and Roy
close their eyes.
Two of her two original teammates right there.
Yeah, as you see in the thumbnail, like you said, like the whole panel where he's just sitting there closing her eyes, and she's like, just like, oh, it's like, man.
So then they do the funeral. So they explain with Lilith, she wasn't known. She wasn't like super well known, so she had like a small service. But then Donna was a different story because she had touched so many people's lives. And they show, zoom out, they show like everybody shows up for Donna. It's like you've got the JSA in the background here. I don't know if you Beast Boy with the purple outfit's the best.
I can
Kyle Rayner, who was her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, I can see the outrage, for killing off her at this time, after how much shit she's had to gone through because of DC doesn't know what to do with her.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Diana, of course, this is where. So this is Young Justice. These are Impulse isn't here, but these are like the main three. Young Justice, and this is where Cassie's like, I don't want to be a hero. Just go away. We're useless. And she actually, like, you pick up Jeff Johns' Teen Titans #1, and she has the same attitude. So she's like, we're stupid children running around pretending to be heroes, and we'll never learn enough. And then We see
That's because
somebody
this
here.
is the back right here. This panel is the
Mhm.
back door to the Jeff Johns storyline.
Exactly. This is where Cyborg's like, I'm gonna take the Young Justice members and I'm gonna train them as Teen Titans. So this is Cyborg where he's gonna become their teacher and their mentor.
Yep.
And then of course here's Nightwing and Roy. They're like the Titans are finished basically at the end of this. Nightwing says the Titans are done. Roy's like, I loved her too, man. She's like, shut up. So, so
Yeah, so just because you can't throw me away just because she died.
yeah, exactly. But Nightwing's like the Titans are finished.
She wouldn't want that. She'd want you to go, and then you get the little epilogue.
Yep, the epilogue here because, like most comic book deaths, she's not dead. She wakes up in this alternate dimension. She's wearing the costume.
Yeah, she has no many lives. Oh,
She probably recognizes this from one of her dreams or her nightmares. So she's got the sword and the shield.
She's in She's basically in like Valhalla or something, constantly fighting.
Something like that. And she does not turn away. She runs towards it. And so it's her springing off into.
Yeah. So this was a different anchor I came in for that last one, but I gotta say though, for this issue, it was actually really cool. Especially towards the end here. A little epilogue. I wasn't expecting that when I was reading it. I was like, oh, so they obviously they do bring her back, but it's not 4 years later. But like, But it's like she's even though she's dead, like I just want more of her stories on this world. Where she's at.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if I just like to me that a whole series, Donna Troy in the afterlife, would have been awesome.
So Return of Donna Troy. It was in 2005, so it was 2 years later. They brought her back, and it was its own thing, but it did star members of the Teen Titans. Unless, this might not be the right one.
I don't know, but Marani says the idea echoes back the storyline with the classic Teen Titans, where no Nobel Prize winner is killed, and they tried to stop the gunman, but he got shot. Titans feel helpless and vow not to use their powers. This is the era of Lilith and Mal joining the team.
Mm-hmm. So the Return of Donna Troy, it was a 4-part series that happened in 2005. It was done by Phil Jimenez and George Perez.
Like I said, it's on the list.
Inked by George Perez. It was drawn by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez.
I'm game for that next week. It's only 4 issues.
It's a really good one. It combines the Outsiders and the Teen Titans, and they bring Donna back. Cool. Really cool story. I read this one shortly after I started reading Jeff Johns' Teen Titans.
Right.
At the time, I didn't appreciate it because I didn't know who Donna was or Nightwing. I didn't appreciate the relationship between Nightwing and Tim, or I didn't know who Roy. I didn't know a lot of the characters. So now going back and rereading it, it definitely hits a lot harder, and I think it's a lot richer of a story.
Yeah, like I said, just that panel right there on the thumbnails we use is like that is just you don't need words whatsoever. You know what's happening. You see their pain, the anguish, and everything. Just seeing her laying there lifeless with her eyes open. Yeah, that is more gut wrenching than anything else.
That and also just the suddenness of Lilith's death too, because that just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. But then they tell you that it's like one more. Well, it's like it's gonna die. In that little synopsis thing, it's like what?
Right.
And then it's like 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 Donna makes that cryptic speech earlier in issue 2, and just like you see she's winning, and so you're like oh my gosh, I can reading this without knowing that she was going to die. Had to been like the most heart-wrenching thing, especially for people who are Donna fans.
Well, it's called Graduation Day, so like you have this thought like, oh, Young Justice, they're going to become Titans. It's going to be this happy story, and then like Lilith gets her neck broken, and Donna gets laser beamed in the chest and dies. Like, and then at the end, Cassie's like, I don't want to be a superhero, and Nightwing's like, the Titans are done. So it's like Graduation Day is a real misleading title for this whole story. It's a really good, like it subverts your expectations, but not in a bad way.
The edge of graduation.
Right.
I don't know. They're all edgy. They're all, no wonder Titans and HBO Max are so edgy. Overall, man, I said this was the first time reading this. I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
For those who are watching it on the replay, please let us know down below in the comment section what you thought of this. Did you read this when it first came out, or did you read this afterwards, or was this a first review for you? Mentioning talking about it. I want to thank Marania, Ronald Rugg, Rhaegar, and I think, that's about it. That showed up tonight. Thank you for at least keeping talk to us in the chat. We try to get talk to as many people who are try to talk to us in the chat as we can going through this. But overall, I really enjoyed this, man. I enjoy talking about this stuff. Eva Black Cat, thank you for joining our little retrospective here too. You've been an awesome new member. Zach, as always, thank you for showing up. It's great to have a third wheel.
I know. I finally made it to one. Yeah.
I would thank Professor Pixel, but he decided to crash instead of joining us. But
yes,
Hey,
and
Graphic Man, he made
I
it
would
just
thank
in
him
time.
anyways.
just in time. Yes. Yeah, dude. Teen Titans, Nightwing, dude. I love both the teams. I'm not a team guy. Teen Titans, I'm starting to really like. I'm not a huge fan of like Justice League, Avengers, all that stuff, but Teen Titans, as we read the older issues, I'm gonna start reading more of the tales of the Teen Titans. Going through there, and then going or I guess New Titans, I guess they're called.
It's New Teen Titans, and then goes into Tales of the New
Yeah.
Titans.
And then it goes into just Titans,
Like
or maybe
JSA.
New Titans.
Then it
Like I
goes
said,
to New Titans, then I think Teen Titans, then New Titans, and then just Titans.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
They get renamed too much.
They do, but in all those renames, I don't think they ever go back to number ones, or they very rarely go back to number one.
They went back to number one in the '84 series, I think.
Okay.
yeah. Zach is the real MVP.
I did recommend this story.
This was Zach's story, so I was like, I'm just gonna let him just do the whole story, the recap. He's really excited to talk about it.
Yeah, this is one of the first that I read when I first got into comics. This is one of the first like big stories I read. The other big one would have been Identity Crisis, but not a lot of people like Identity Crisis, and it's also a lot longer of a story to go through. So
7 issues.
Yeah.
Right.
love
We do
that.
ask you if you like this, please leave a like if you've already done so. Subscribe. If you're not subscribed, why you're not subscribed? We got a lot of cool stuff like this. We do take recommendations for what books you want us to review. Leave your suggestions down in the comment section, and then we'll take one of your advisements as far as planning them out when we'll do them. We also have a Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com /Puppetine, where the money goes pays for the DC app and the Marvel app right now. If you can help us out right now, we're kind of behind payments on the DC app, so we only have it for a couple more days. So if you want to see some more readings, at least donate some money. Even if you can only donate $1, that helps. Also, I want to thank shout out to Glinzer, Ronald Rugg, and I forgot who the other person was that donated to our Ko-Fi. I think I can't remember who it was, but every dollar helps, man. It helps us pay for the channel, for the StreamYard, Marvel and the DC apps we use for reading and doing our reviews on the channel. Thank you as always for showing up, guys, and we'll see you in a few minutes for FF31.
Here come the Thor
And the Avengers.
and the Avengers.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, see you in a few.
Later, folks.